listen to the soft souls of hits and oldies. Magic 97.7.
Say, Law, you be clouded, bro. You need to chill, dog. That boy
Law running on fumes.
Yo,
Law running off fumes, man. I don't know. Law, when do you rest, Law?
man, when the beard hair gets low.
Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something, Coach Marv. You and Law not gonna be trying to compete on these old radio voices. We not even finna do that today.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, Coach got it.
You think Coach got it?
Coach got it,
Coach
man.
seems like a natural. Coach, say something. How was your day, Coach?
Man, hey, wonderful day, man. We got Anthony Barr. It was a lovely day. I'm waiting on him to say something stupid tomorrow to mess it all up.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we got West Coast, man. Come on now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Run the damn ball himself, aka Mr. Stop that damn run. Yeah, it is.
But what they gonna do, bro? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with today? We got West Coast Marv and Law and Boss. Oh my Lord. Yeah, man. And we still got love for Big Game James and OC, man. Ain't nobody went nowhere. It's love all through the community.
Yo.
I can't wait for this show, dog.
Let them wait.
Going. Let them wait. Let's go. Man.
Yikes.
Yeah, man. So,
Man, no sleep nation, man. I love it, man.
say, so Wes, man, I know you streaming to a lot of your channels, big dog. Everybody know where they can find you, big dog.
Say, man, you already know what it is. All you got to do is type in West Coast Cowboy on any platform. You feel me? Ask any cowboy, West Coast Cowboy. That's all you know. They'll let you know where you can find me, man. Anywhere, man. Anywhere, man. Anywhere on the internet. Anywhere on your internet, you can type in West Coast Cowboy, man, and you can find me, man. Matter of fact, if you can't find me, just type it in Google and you'll still find me. You feel me? YouTube, West Coast. Instagram, West Coast. Twitter, West Coast.
So Law, man.
What else we got?
Tell them people about your channels, man. We streaming to a lot of different places. Everybody getting their stream on, bro. Let's get it, man.
Well, one-stop shop, man. Law Nation Sports, man. I'm everywhere. TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, as well as Facebook, and on multiple accounts of YouTube under Law Nation Sports. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Man, y'all better chill out with these old radio voices, man. I'm getting sick of it. I'm over here, got my rolled over in the morning voice, and y'all over, you listening to nothing but the best, and West Coast over there. And Coach Marv, that's a natural, bro. I'm feeling kind of, let me see.
Come on with it, man. You got it, man. You got it.
I got it, big dog. Thanks, Law. I needed that encouragement. Everybody voice.
What is your profession?
Get it, man. I'm gonna start clapping it up myself because of the people we got in the building. Y'all wasn't expecting Coach Marv.
They wasn't.
They wasn't expecting West Coast Law.
We gonna run it up, man. Come on.
Run it up.
Can we check or something?
Surprise. Surprise.
Surprise, mother lovers. Let's go.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on, man.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Man, every time I
That's the offensive coach of the Cowboys.
Suck.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Nobody coming to see you,
Come on.
When you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too.
Charge it to the game.
I'm with T Black, I'm with Rabbit now. I'm with Baby, I'm with Jay, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, now switching sides, now it's about loyalty.
It's about loyalty.
Emotional damage.
What? I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's not the real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I
Man, listen, your eyes is not deceiving you. Your eyes is not deceiving you. Yes, you'll see it, Law Nation up here. You see it, West Coast right here, and you see Coach Marv right here. Man, let's start with the homie. What's up, big dog? You sitting in big game seat, so you got to kick it off. Whoever's sitting in that seat got to kick it off. Kick it off, big dog.
You talking to me?
Of course, it's on you.
Okay, I didn't get how to use what you mean by the seating, but yeah, man. What it do, man? It is your boy, man, West Coast, man, Mr. Run the Damn Ball, aka Stop the Damn Run, man. I got 2 hats that's gonna save your life, man. Other than Christ, these the only things that's gonna save your life in 2022, man. Holla at your boy, man. It's your boy, West Coast Cowboy, on all platforms.
Coach
Let's
Marv.
get it.
What's going on, people in Cowboy Nation? I could be found on everybody's station who talk real football and the people who talk fake football. I'll pop in there and straighten them out also. So hey man, that's where I could be found. Everybody who talking real Cowboy football and all the fakers, I'll chime in on they stuff too to get them straight. Good to be here with y'all fellas, man. Respect y'all guys.
All right, let's get it, man. And obviously we got nothing but the best
Man.
sitting in the room in Oxnard. Man, let's go, man. The room looking spiffy and clean. And let's go, Law.
I appreciate y'all, man. You guys already know. Law Nation on multiple platforms under that handle. And we're going to make sure we give you nothing but the best of information around the world. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Now, see, this is the deal, man. Obviously, we want to go around and talk about Anthony Barr because that's the big news, right? So, first, obviously, we was all live at the same time, so I don't know what y'all talked about. You know what I'm saying? But first, we gonna start with you, Law. What's your thoughts on Anthony Barr? And then we gonna kind of go around the circle real quick with this.
Well, there's 2 ways I can look at this. If they want to keep LVE in the mix, they'll kick him off to weak side and they'll put Anthony Barr as that Mike. And then, of course, you will have Parsons on the opposite side being able to shoot through the C gap or the B and control that side of the field. So all of these moves are for the benefit of Parsons, and that's chess, not checkers, and I love the way you got it illustrated there. And defense is the name of the game. When you talking about the wealth getting wealthier, you talking about this defense. The defense, West Coast, he should go next because he can explain to you guys how far ahead this defense is in front of the offense. It's crazy. And then the defense gets somebody better into the mix. It's about to get nasty. It's about to get it's Mr. Nasty time because of the front. They are creating alleyways and lanes, and why not put a guy in like Anthony Barr? But if you look back at the tape, he had 3 interceptions last year, 3, dare I say, sacks last year. So those are things that you have to contextualize too, that this guy is not afraid to fly out to the ball, do things on his own to make plays. He picked off the Super Bowl champ Matthew Stafford 2 times last season. So those are things that I look at as a unbelievable player to bring into the mix. The Cowboys did the right thing. Now, granted, this doesn't mean we're going straight to the Super Bowl, but this gives us a better chance to do such. That's my thoughts on Anthony Barr.
When I first initially saw it come across my screen, and shout out to the Nation, man, because the Nation was the ones who told me that we signed Anthony Barr, man. So y'all really on y'all job this year, man. Y'all beat West Coast to the punch on that one. Salute to y'all. But I mean, to me, it makes sense because right now I'm real big on deltas. You know what I'm saying? And delta is the difference between one thing and 2 things, right? So it's like right now, if I'm trying to make something great on this offense, on this team, which is easier to make this offense great or to make this defense great? I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably easier to make this defense great. Why? Because they're already really good. So it's this is literally like I gave the analogy of RoboCop. You remember RoboCop was a bad mother effer, shut your mouth. He pull out that big 4.5. Yeah. That leg opened up, it was trouble. But my question is this: how deadly would them movies be? And listen to me, There was only one time in a RoboCop movie when them legs both came up and he had 2 4-5s in his shoulder. And guess what? You knew it was really about to get popping.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what I like about this Anthony Barr. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, man, you put a bat in the hand of the bully. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's like, man, our offense is going to struggle. Why? Because they're young. So since they're gonna struggle, you know what you need to do? You need to give Big Brother more weapons to fight with. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna be the defense that's gonna be your eraser. It's gonna be the defense that we're gonna be hoping that's gonna do something. And I'm gonna end it with this. Law Nation, I was talking to you at training camp and I said this in jest, but this is gonna ring true. It might come a time where we might need this defense to score some points. And I'm gonna tell you this right here, Anthony Barr, he gonna get his hands on the ball. I ain't saying he gonna score touchdowns, but I know last year he had them 3 interceptions from a linebacker. God dang, that's pretty impressive, especially for them folks that say linebackers can't cover. Like me, I say they can't cover. That's just what I say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I like the signing, man. This is an improvement.
Yes, indeed.
Coach Marv.
Yeah, man. I'm like you, West Coast. I learned about it late, man. I was riding and heard Boss on there, and he was talking about how great a move that was Stephen Jones. I thought I was in. I said, wait a minute, what are you talking about? And then when I finally looked down at the thing and it said about Anthony Barr, I said, wow. And I said the same thing then. I said, well, it must have been a really bad day at training camp yesterday. They really had to try to give a wild moment to try to cover up some of the badness of yesterday. So, but yes, Anthony Barr, hey man, I like credit Cowboy Nation for standing on the table and getting a well needed person to help our defense. And I think Anthony Barr is going to help more than just his play. He's going to be the guy on the field that's going to give Michael Parsons to that next level with the small things of linebacker that Michael Parsons hadn't had enough years to pick up on yet. Right. He's going to be that guy that Michael can come into him and say, hey, dog, what you see here? And he's going to show Michael Parsons how to work more efficient and not as hard. And that's what's going to help this defense, as well as he's going to help those young linebackers in that linebacker room to be able to ascend to what we need them to do in the next coming years. Very good move by the Cowboys. LVE still is on this team. He's probably gonna help this team. Now, I heard what Law said about him moving to the weak side. Well, the weak side is gonna have to be a fast guy, like we've seen Cox come through that weak side and stop that play in training camp. And my question is, does LVE have those legs to make those sideline plays or those fast twitch plays that we can get a Cox or bring in a Javon Curse down the box? Now we bringing them down. The West Coast had put out there, we're not putting them at middle linebacker. We bringing them down to weak side linebacker, which he could probably play better than be putting him in the middle. So I think we upgraded our defense and we put our defense to another level, and that's a great move. Good job, Steven, on that move, and you got him at a good cost, and you got him for 1 year, a 1 year rental. That's what you need.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And so a couple of things, because I've done obviously film breakdown on Anthony Barr before. As Boss Cowboy full analysis on Anthony Barr, I got that on my channel. And also, this is one of the only guys that I've done a major film breakdown on that was a free agent and an outside free agent. That tells you the commitment that we have for Anthony Barr in the final word. And I got to give a special shout out to my boy, Big Game James, because he was the first, you know what I'm saying, that I knew of. I'm not trying to diss anybody who might have also been in the crowd on that, but I'm just giving credit to it because I know he was on a train even right before the start of free agency. So this is not anything that my boy Big Game James is bandwagon at all, or any of us. It's one of those things that where we've all identified that he is a potential steal for the Dallas Cowboys for a lot of different reasons. So this is the one thing that I want to highlight as well, is that he got injured in the early part of the season, and you could see that he clearly progressed as the season got on and he got healthy, and he moved into, my opinion, what I would call all pro numbers at the end. So when you see, because that obviously we go turn on the tape, we go watch a little bit of his tape, we go break a little bit of that down together, and we go all kind of tag team that. But I always start looking at the production. That's always first. I'm gonna start with your production, and then I'm gonna also look at the film, because sometimes the film and the production don't match.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna turn it on the film real quick and kind of highlight a couple of games, this Bears game and this Ram game. I wanted to look at the Rams, obviously, because the Rams are the champ. You know what I'm saying? But I also wanted to look at games that where I felt like he kind of turned up on, and then just kind of let y'all kind of divide the pile up on that. So we gonna start with you, Law, real quick, and kind of identifying what you seeing from Anthony Barr. This is versus the Rams and a playmaking standpoint, man. What are you seeing in terms of his athleticism, and then we go turn it to West Coast and coach.
Most certainly. So when we look at this, the linebacker responsibility in this play is hook to flat, and he come down the field to give that support against the run there, and I like that. That's showing that he got movement in the space. He is coming out of UCLA, an off-ball linebacker, and primarily played off the edge, but now they utilize him in so many other ways, open field, being able to see and vision, get there. Remember, as the linebacker, you have to conceal and you got to shut off, and then you may have cutback responsibilities as well, but watch how he controlled the flat here. You get there, he's spine, and he picks off the ball. He kept his eye level on the quarterback, and he's playing in a zone, and he's able to step right in there. They're giving the ball back to the offense. Now, in the Cowboys' point, this is a tackle for loss, but in the Cowboys' point, look how he squeezed in there, knife, get skinny, and he makes this tackle right here for loss. So I'm looking at it how the Cowboys would utilize him in the open field. They would do the same. They would squeeze him down through the A or B gap, and he would be that guy. Now, this will also be a light bulb for the other linebackers. Maybe, just maybe, the Cowboys can look at this and say, now we got a guy that's been here before. He's not nervous. This moment is not too big for him, and he will be able to make plays. One other things that I have to bring up, in yesterday's pretty much 11 versus 11, I want you guys to go back and look at the film that I did. Number 45, that's Malik Jefferson. I think that you said, boss, that your boys know of him or what have you, or it could have been Christian Sam. I could be off on the name. But Malik Jefferson, number 45, he was able to he was able to contain, control, and carry upfield and to stop and shut down the tight end. So we need athletic linebackers to cover, and especially in a cover 3 system that Dan Quinn is going to be implementing. We need those things, and I can't wait to see how Anthony Barr will be able to be added into the mix of those athletic linebackers that we have.
West Coast, I'm gonna give you some film real quick, man. I want you to kind of break this down. Can you see okay?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, man. So we got you on this one. Let me rewind it, and we go get your analysis on this film breakdown. You got it, big dog.
All right, so in a defensive sections like this, you know what I'm saying, the one thing I like about this defense right here is this is a base coverage, a 4-3 that you're going to see the Cowboys kind of run to. Now, one thing I like about this is the number one thing I like on this play, and can you stay on this play for just a couple minutes?
Yes, sir.
Just to go back in that play. The one thing I like about you showing this starting off at this place is it is misdirection. And I'm going to tell you this right here, like there is no stat in a world, but there needs to be a stat where someone is literally counting how many times an offense fakes to the left and then actually goes to the right, and the defense, the linebackers read that. Because I'm going to be honest with you, that is a stat that should get you paid in the NFL. Because I'm going to tell you this right here, misdirection, we all knew it. We all knew it. Think about this. What is the craziest play, the most embarrassing play that you can think about at the Dallas Cowboys? I'm going to tell you right now, Odell Beckham, when he went to the right, and then turned all the way around and went to the other side on the left side and ran up the field. Misdirection. The one thing I like about this is the same thing Law said, the same thing Law reiterated what Law was saying on that first play. He does a really good job of reading. Not only does he read, but you also notice like if you can rewind it just a little bit, there's a lot of green grass, right?
Yeah,
and in the
open space tackle.
There's a lot of open. There's two things I want to see that I want you guys to notice about him. One, he's not watching grass. You know what I'm saying? Like in linebackers, they get a tendency to just literally be watching grass. I'm like, bruh, there's nobody within 10 yards of you. Go find something to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like his head is always moving. He's always looking for the action. I mean, I'm not trying to compare him to nobody, but he has a neck like Sean Lee. Like Sean Lee's neck always kept moving. His feet and his neck always kept moving. And one thing I like about that is it cuts down on the misdirection. Because I'm going to take this right here, man. If your linebackers don't know where the play is, don't nobody know where the ball is, man. That's just facts, man. If they don't know where that ball is, because the defensive tackles, they're just going off a reaction. Right. Safeties, they got responsibility. Linebackers, they're monitoring what? Flow of traffic. They're dictating that flow. And I'm going to tell you this right here. If your linebackers are flowing the wrong way, then guess what's going to happen? Man, that misdirection play that they've been working on is going to be very, very successful.
Let me add this to you, West Coast. Let me add this to you. Also, a lot of times your safety, he reads what the linebacker, it's a flow. It's like, hey, what the next person does, I need to do as well. And a good thing that you brought up that play about the Cleveland Browns with that misdirection play, and everybody was sliding off of him like butter. Another play that's very close to that was in the actual playoff. Debo, when he scored that touchdown. It was one of those cutback lanes, cutback responsibility, misdirection. And if your linebacker get washed inside, right? If he's not understanding or cognitive enough to stay free, disengage, and get off of that, if he mess up, then it will actually spill over or spill down to your safety. So that's why it's so important that your front, if you have your big boys up front, clearing ways, clogging lanes, or what have you, and they have a free guy to see, to read, explode, and then make your hit, that react, make your hit explode. Those things can help out on the back end. So that's why it's so important to have a veteran guy. And I promise you guys, I love Parsons. But sometimes Parsons can get washed inside. And I'm not saying that he's imperfect for that. He was a rookie last year, and he was doing so much. But now, if you have someone else with that responsibility or with those responsibilities, it's not strange to the people that knew football or know football that they gave the green dot to Jaron Kearse so that Parsons wouldn't have to think and keep himself freely. So now, when you add in someone with wisdom and understanding of the game, bingo. You see big plays like this, and everything will flow pretty good. That's all I had to say on that, West Coast. You did a brilliant point of their misdirection.
Let me jump in here real quick, Coach Marv, just real quick. I just want to acknowledge the super chat. He said, came across Law from Mark Holmes, came across Vach from Law, BJG from Vach, Skywalker from BJG, Boss from BJG, now you got West Coast, and you got Coach Marv. Mucho. So appreciate the super chat, big dog. So I'm gonna be quiet. What did you have on that, Coach?
Yes, man. Hey, y'all points was perfect, man. What Barr is gonna give you is what it takes linebackers a long time to learn. Is how to read their keys and diagnose plays.
Yes. Hold on, Coach.
And that's what that's the hardest thing for linebackers to learn. How to diagnose plays and read keys. You have an experienced guy back there because you think about it. Kearse is moving down in the linebacker spot. He still maybe have a little problem of diagnosing plays. Parsons, a young guy, only played linebacker 1 year in college, and 1 year in college and 1 year in the NFL. So this guy's gonna give you a better person to be able to read keys. Not no shooting at LVE, but LVE was not a great key reader. I remember the game back in Baltimore, the Ravens, when Lamar Jackson bumped his head against the goalpost because he ran right out the play. So these are the things that Barr's going to do. He's going to be able to give us what I was saying earlier about those nuances to Michael Parsons to make him a better linebacker. And Anthony Barr understands when he comes to this defense. Yeah. He has a guy like Kearse he has a guy like Michael Parsons, his job is going to be easier because these guys going to cause so much disruption with their athletic ability. Now he only has to do is diagnose it and attack it. He doesn't have to go in there to be the athletic guy. He got guys to be the athletic guy. He's going to use his cerebral things to be able to diagnose and to attack. That's why we needed that veteran presence in the linebacker room to be that on-field guy that could diagnose things. And sometimes with your experience, I've learned with guys that got a lot of experience, they'll be able to decipher plays before it even happens.
Get him,
and
coach.
He's a George Edwards guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's a George Edwards guy. So he knows what George Edwards wants.
He is. Exactly,
yeah.
coach.
And you guys all got to think too, man. You know, Micah Parsons is a torpedo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's a point. You pointed to I'm not, you know, and this is no shade on Micah Parsons. This is just an evaluation. He's a torpedo. You point, you click the button, he goes, he attacks, he blows up whatever it is that's in front of him. LVE, his best season was his rookie year when he was getting told what to do. You know what I'm saying? Well, that is what? That's a torpedo. You actually
know why he was good, West Coast?
Man, I'm not gonna say I'm not. No, stop. Listen to me.
Jalen was his torpedo.
I'm contractually obligated not to bring up Jalen Smith's name. So because people, you know, they instantly stop believing anything I say after I say Jalen Smith. So I don't say his name anymore. But you guys, you know what I mean? That's just whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. You know what I'm saying? If I only had a brain.
But you was making a point about LVE. You were saying when he wasn't thinking.
When he wasn't thinking, when he was just being pointed, clicked, and boom. That was when LVE was his best, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, guess what? The quarterback is playing a game within a game with who? Your middle linebacker.
The middle of the field.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like when you're going against a Tom Brady, when you're going against these quarterbacks who are reading defenses and doing these things, you need a guy who can then listen to me. Tom Brady's going to come up to the line of scrimmage. He's going to see something. He's going to say, OSHIT. You know what he's instantly going to do? He's going to go to his 1 play, 2 play, 3 play. Once that adjusts, what does the defense do next? That's what your middle linebacker, that's when the actual game starts. That's why there's 27 seconds on the play clock. Why? Because they're giving the offense an opportunity to change the damn play. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? You need a middle linebacker that when Tom Brady's like, oh, snaps, that defense looks like it's perfectly matched against the offense that we're about to do. Change it up real quick. Bam, bam, boom, bam, bam. Guess what Micah Parsons is not doing? Micah Parsons is on the left-hand side looking dead at Tom Brady. He don't got time to turn around and be like, yo, kill. Boom. He don't got time for that.
Big facts.
What was that, bro? What the Buddha boo boo? What is that?
Hey, that's that. You know, football lingo is just
I don't know what that is. Wait,
hey, West Coast.
Hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on real quick, y'all. I do want to segue just a little bit. I want to talk about the intangibles just a little bit.
Okay.
Identify some intangibles that we also get because it's a lot of talk about, except Coach Marv, he talked about a lot of the intangibles. I'm gonna see if I can pull some more out of him though. But I talked about obviously that he's gonna be Micah Parsons' insurance, able to keep Micah Parsons in a what I call queen on the chessboard position, where he's able to attack from multiple directions. That's the key part of this signing, and then obviously against the running opponents. And I got to give my boy West Coast a lot of credit because I took that from him, right? Just listening to his content, and I started looking real close at the Russian opponents, and I started like, God, but these Russian opponents is real. And so that really made me double down on the need for linebacker. But the most important intangible is the mentorship to me.
Right.
And to me, even if he is not as healthy as he once was, I just wanted him in the room for the wisdom. Yes. I want to kind of get y'all thoughts on that. And then the fact that a guy came on my show today, he made a good point, and he was talking about that he was the Micah Parsons before Micah Parsons, but not in his athleticism, but him also being a pass rusher. So I want to just kind of throw this around a circle and get all you guys' thoughts on not just the physical play that he brings, but the intangibles, and then we go talk about training camp.
Let me lead off on that one, boss.
Got you.
That's an interesting point. Guess who else Anthony Barr can help with the intangible? He can make LVE a better player.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
See, he can make LVE learn how to work off Parsons with the mental capacity to be in the right spots. Let's think about LVE. Since Sean Lee left there hasn't been a very good veteran presence in their linebacker because him and Jalen was coming up together. And when they lost their great linebacker coach, who was now the head coach, I forgot what
Eberflus. Chicago's Bears head coach now. Go ahead.
Eberflus?
Yeah, Eberflus.
Yeah,
oh, how I miss him.
Coach,
what happened to Coach?
Man.
Hey, think about this. Matt Eberflus was so good, it really had us thinking, oh, we could put anybody back there at linebacker. We can go get Rolando McClain. Listen, bro, listen, is Rolando McClain still playing football?
No, that's
okay.
true.
He on that
season, man. Go get Rolando.
No, people think West Coast playing. That's a true statement. What West Coast?
Go get Rolando.
Eberflus was that cold.
He was that good.
Put it like this.
God, I used to think that
this.
West Coast. That's a fact. I used to think you could get somebody out the trash and they could play linebackers. Preach.
Right.
I mean, think about this. Anthony Hitchens got paid. Damian Wilson got paid, man. Like these dudes
just
got
went
paid.
out. Somebody asked what happened to Coach. They loving Coach. Coach just went out. I'm gonna call him and say, come back in.
Boss, I'm gonna tell you something else that I think that we're, the mentorship, but also I think that there's another facet that, at some point someone's gonna have to teach Micah Parsons how to actually be a linebacker, like how to be an actual linebacker.
Oh, Coach.
Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, Coach.
Go ahead, Coach. Oh, he getting his sound. Go ahead, Wes.
No, I was just saying, someone is gonna have to teach Micah Parsons how to actually be that next step of, be the linebacker, like the middle traditional linebacker, because we're doing what he's best at right now. But at some point, they're going to start using him for what he also can do with a middle linebacker. You're going to want him to do those types of things. So it's like you also get someone who can also start teaching him, those next steps, you know what I'm saying, so that he can be a well-rounded.
Got me back in the ball.
Yeah, we got you, Coach.
You got back in.
So that's what I was saying.
I was going to say something about Eberflus. Remember, in 2018, he was gone from this team. He wasn't here, but his information on how he rocked with the Cowboys still stayed. He knew everything about the Cowboys. Keep in mind, Eberflus went to the Colts in 2018, and the reason why, because he denied the job that Chris Richard got. He said, no, right. I respect Rob Marinelli so much that I would not be calling the defensive plays and being the defensive coordinator without the title. And he went off to the Colts, and he was their DC, and we had unbelievable run until we faced the Colts, and they gave the blueprint on how to beat the Cowboys based on Eberflus' knowledge of the defense. Here's another thing that I'm going to tell you guys too. The leg up that we have with this particular signing. Keep in mind, Sean Lee ran a 4.72, but what Coach Marv was talking about earlier about the knowledge and the information that sometimes if you know it's experience, it seems like you're there before the play even break down. And can you imagine if Sean Lee was big and was running a 4.4 or 4.5 or a 4.3 like Parsons? It would have been unbelievable. He would have been unstoppable. But now you got Anthony Barr, who got some of that knowledge, some of that information that can fly out to the ball, that knows where to be at, that can help this linebacking core out even more. And I can't wait to see this.
Hey, do you think he's good enough?
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, Wes. I just wanted to take this super chat. I did miss it, bro. He said, hey, Michael, soak up Anthony's experience. Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Marv, Wes, and Law, we definitely trying to expound on that, man. Thank you for the super chat, my dog. But go ahead, Wes. What was you saying? And then we go talk about some training camp.
Oh, certainly.
My mind went.
All right, let's talk about training camp then, because I think we tackled Anthony Barr. I think everybody know what we got.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yes, this last point. Your offensive line is playing like boo-boo trash right now. Right?
Great segue. Go ahead.
The only thing. Listen to me. If you're not gonna bring in better offensive linemen, you know what you should do? Bring in better ass kickers. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's where I'm at right now. Like, if you're not gonna bring in better offensive linemen, bring in better ass kickers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if they're not gonna improve with the improvement of players, bring in better defensive linemen. Why? Defensive linebackers. Why? Because now they're gonna get their ass kicked by better talent every day, and they either gonna shut up or they're gonna fold up. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So hopefully, Anthony Barr, you know what I'm saying, can help some of these young guards. Maybe he can show them.
What you say, West Coast?
Maybe maybe
West
Anthony
Coast.
Barr can work with my swing tackle, show him how he can get upfield a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
West Coast, West Coast.
Go
you
ahead.
said they're either gonna get down or lay down, huh?
Yeah, they either gonna get down. I mean, that's where I'm at with my offensive line, but they gonna get down and lay down, bro. Because that's what's happening at practice right now. Like, listen, there are literally times where guys are just like blowing right past, like just running right past dudes, man. So that's why I said, like, better competition at practice. Hopefully, it breeds over to your offensive line also.
Check this out, y'all. I want to take this because this is a super chat. He said he got a question for the whole panel, so everybody got to answer this. He said, "Boss, ask the panel what they think about Barr transitioning to the green dot like J-Rock did." I had a guy that called in today that made a good point. His name was Lamar, and no, his name was Blackburn. So Blackburn played linebacker, Rennell played linebacker, and being the middle linebacker and somebody that sometimes got to get them defensive linemen in position, especially when it shifts. And he was explaining and did a good job of explaining that it's in a more advantageous position for the defense to have your middle linebacker as your green dot guy over your safety, because it's easy for him to move down and position the defensive linemen when they need to be shuffled. So he was saying that he think that's a better move for our defense to be able to give him the green dot once he feel like cerebrally he has the defense down. But I want to pass that also to you guys. What you got on that, Law?
Well, I can tell you that me and West Coast can stamp this as a stamp of approval that this is J-Rock's team on the defense, because he was yelling, "Get here, get there." He was telling Parsons, and with that command, I don't think that everybody deserved that cup, right? Because you got to entrust someone, and maybe, just maybe, playing that big nickel, he is that tall, linear linebacker for this team. He got the voice, he got the command, he got the will. Now, if he can't play, then we'll pass it on. I don't see necessarily LVE being that dog that's barking. I really don't want Parsons to be that guy, because I want Parsons just work on getting to the quarterback and making the quarterback his baby. That's what I want. But far as Anthony Barr coming into the mix, he knows George Edwards, maybe, just maybe. But far as from the person that's barking, that telling people to lock in, that they gravitating to, and we got to add this to it, is that he signed his deal, right? It's not like he's worrying about the future now, about will he be on this team next year. He signed, a 2 or 3 year deal, so he's here. And he got a chip on his shoulder saying, I am the best safety in the league, right? I'm top 3 safety in the league. Oh, excuse me. And when he got out there on Twitter, he said that literally, there's no other safety doing what I'm doing. I love it. So I want my guy West Coast, man, to echo what I was just saying, because when Coach was going out to the field, he was talking to everybody, but he was also looking at his leader, 27, J-Rock. Let me know. What's your thoughts, man?
Man, I see it like this, man. You know, I think Micah Parsons is definitely Shaquille O'Neal. He's going to be the most dominant person on this team. He's going to be one of the most dominant players in the NFL. Right. But he's not Shaquille O'Neal in the Lakers right now. He's Shaquille O'Neal of the Magics. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. First of all, you and Law, y'all can kick rock. Oh, matter of fact, I'm dealing with 3 Laker Cowboy fans. I'm out of here, dog.
That's right.
I just realized that I got 3 Laker Cowboy fans, and I'm a Dallas boy. I'm not liking this right now.
Lakers got the same problem as the Cowboys. Dude, they starstruck.
Okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
Wes. I didn't mean to throw you off. Anthony, thank you for the 5 bones, my brother. Thank you, brother, for the super chat. Hey,
Yeah,
put a
well,
comment by too, bro. Put a comment and then we'll put your stuff in the show, big dog. Go ahead, Wes. I didn't mean to cut you off, dog. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. But yeah, like Shaq, like when you think of Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, you think of Shaquille O'Neal when he was with the Lakers, man. Shaq has always been Shaq since he's been in the NBA. He's always been the most dominant player. But I'm gonna be honest with you, when he was with the Magic, he had another guy that played the bully role, while he could just be the bully that everybody feared on the court. But in the limelight, he was just real remorse. And you know who that guy was? That guy was Penny Hardaway.
Penny.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it was Penny Hardaway. Now think about this. When you add a guy like Barr, you allow, because Micah Parsons is getting a lot of attention from here to here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right now, you can just Micah Parsons say, man, listen, he gonna do all the dirty work and all the ooh-ops and the ooh-ah and boo-bah, bam, bam, bams. We just gonna let you just get out here and just be Shaq and just break back. Because when he came to Lakers, LA, he wasn't breaking backboards. He was breaking backboards in Orlando. You know what I'm saying? So Shaq was still that dude.
Man, can you stop this, Shaq?
Come
Can
on,
you
man.
just use somebody else. Use somebody else, bro. Y'all killing me, bro. Y'all are killing me.
Until Micah becomes that Aaron Donald-ish guy, which I believe he's on his route to be, just this unstoppable force. Let him just kind of for a season just kind of go under the radar. You know what I'm saying? And just kill your local quarterback at will. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these signings are about. Because you got to remember, what do great players get? Attention. Just like beautiful women. What do beautiful women get? Attention. If you can't handle the attention, get an ugly girl. That's what I'm going to say.
We've been hungry from Coach Moore. Jump in here. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Make sure she can cook.
No, Wes won't finish. I'm sorry, Wes.
Nah, you good. No, you good. I'm just saying.
I didn't want to cut you off, big dog. Yeah. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, man, just like Shaq, man. I like that Shaq analogy, man.
No, Coach. No, Coach. We done with you. Nope. We done with you, Coach. You can't do that. No, go ahead.
But check this out, man. Listen, about that green dot question. See, man, listen, Anthony Barr so experienced. He gonna have a green dot without having a green dot.
There you
go.
go.
I love it. Talk,
because when he get the call, he gonna be able to translate what the call is, because he's got experience. He's got skins on the wall. He's been played in big games. He's been an all-pro.
Yoga fire.
He knows what George Edmonds wants from a linebacker. These are the things that where he's going to help with all that. And I think they got to a point where they say they need some more cerebral things back at the linebacker position, because they may have seen talent, but they feel like it's a little, trying to get the word across to them. And listen, man, Michael Parsons is going to be disrupt. I said this before. We want Michael Parsons to disrupt, cause confusion, but now I feel like we got a guy to clean up.
Yeah.
Disrupt and clean up. And he's not going to clean up standing 5 yards off the line of scrimmage or catching guys 4 or 5. He's going to see it and attack it. This is a great move for Anthony Barr, because I think Anthony Barr wants to play some more years, and he understands with this defense can get him may not be a Dallas, but it's going to get him some more paychecks.
Hold on real quick, man. First of all, shout out real quick, man, to the moderators. Y'all killing the game. God dog, they keeping me on these super chats. They ain't letting me miss nothing. So, but that boy Lamar said, I got shaked by it. He said, bar signing is like sacrificing your queen to get checkmated by the pawn. He said, Kellen Moore philosophy. Hold on real quick. I need to find it. Y'all give me a sec to find it real quick. Hold on. Oh, here we go. He said, Kellen Moore philosophy, teaching or lack thereof, is still hindering our team thoughts. He want to get our thoughts on that. Kellen Moore.
Yeah, I just hope that this defense, right now we got 2 reservations, man. And the 2 reservations would be, okay, how this offense will look. There's 3 phases to a team. And the other reservation would be not kickoff, punt return, but now in special teams, how this doggone kicker will look. So we got to wait to preseason game to see whether or not Jonathan Garibay or Lyram can make a kick, for crying out loud. And those will be big holes on this team. You got to have a team that all 3 of those positions are decent. You can't have one bad and the other one ugly. You got to have all of them decent in order to be the team that's going to win the NFC East. And I'm not saying that we're not, but those are reservations that we have right now. There's no one that's watching right now that's been out there to practice to walk out with their chest and say, hey, I'm happy about these kickers. And that's right, West Coast.
Law, can you do me a favor? I know you're not a quitter, and I know I commend it. Commendable. You're a father. You're not a quitter. I get it. I get your logo, and I get it. You don't quit. You always keep going. Yes. Energizer Bunner Law. That's what they call you on the internet. Yes. They say, bro, look me in the face. Look me in the camera. Give up on the kickers, bro. Give up on them. Give up on them. I'm going to tell you why you got to give up on them. Because, man, if you can't make kicks in a controlled environment, you will never make kicks in an environment where 11 men are being paid to stop you from making a kick. And then heighten this. Think about this, man. They're simulating mojo moments out here on the field. Like in the middle of the practice, you'll hear dun 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 dun. You'll hear like this music come up, and it'd be like, "This is a Cowboy mojo moment." And basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to simulate, heightened situations, heightened situations in games where you got to make third downs or ones, or you got to make kicks to win games.
Win a game.
And I'm going to tell you, the dude missed the kicks, man.
Yep.
And it's like, it's only Cowboy fans out here. It's only Cowboy fans. Not only is it only Cowboy fans, but there's a whole football field in between me and you, because he's kicking on field 2. He's not kicking on field A in front of us.
Right.
So my thing is this, man. Like, this is my thing, bro. Like, it's like this. A kicker, I feel like you should have an Airbnb for kickers, and it should just have 9 dudes up in there. And once you get to a certain like with me, like, bro, they say quarterbacks don't grow on trees, but kickers do. You know what I'm saying? I would have an Airbnb with 12 kickers in there, and once you miss 3 kickers, yeah, bro, it's not gonna work out. Yeah, man, yeah, I feel it, bro. Yeah, go ahead. And what we're playing is already ready. Next guy come in. There was a time when kickers barely even wore face masks. And now you're telling me we have to spend time talking about guys who only kick the ball? Like, come on, man.
Real
Law,
quick,
I'm gonna ask you a question, Law.
real quick. I got to take a couple of these super chats. I got 2 of them. Both of them are good, too. Thank y'all, moderators.
The boy said kick to the death.
He said, I don't think Michael would ever be a middle for us. I think he would be molded in more of a LT role. Let me see. Let me keep reading. He said, because of his ability to get to the QB. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. That's exactly what I think they're doing, man. And I think you hit that dead on the head. For real. Thank you, Mickey, for drawing that super chat to my opinion. I did miss it. I wanted to throw this out there to you, Coach Moore, because it's been a while since we heard from you. And I want to throw this to everybody real quick because I like this question. It came from Anthony Turrell with a super chat. He said, could our 4-4 and 4-6 defensive ends be making our offensive line look bad? Basically, is it that they're bad, or is it that we are really that good on defense?
It's a combination, boss. It's a combination. But I think it's a mentality thing. It's a mentality thing. You got to believe. The first objective of anything is really believing it.
Right.
Right? Our defensive players believe that they're badass, and they can get to. They have been molded. Dan Quinn has instilled himself into them in 12 months, and now our offensive players, they kind of thinking they don't know. They've been instilled that they're hearing the people talking and stuff like that about how young they are and this and that. But I just think what I'm seeing is it's just a determination. When you practicing, we watching these practices. There's no tricks when you in training camp when you practice against your own teammates every day.
Big facts.
There's no trick play calls you gonna call that the defense don't know. There's no defense you're going to run that the offense hadn't seen day in and day out. So it's really going to come down, and this is what makes practice really vital. It's really going to come down, and I'm better than you.
All right, hold on, Coach. I'm sorry. I gotta take a quick break. We gotta take us a light break. It's a major blasphemy going on right now. I got 79 likes out of 184 people. If y'all doing me like that, y'all doing law like that. If y'all doing law like that, y'all doing West Coast like that. So we gonna
My likes
stop all
actually
it.
good. Appreciate y'all.
Your likes actually good. Okay, y'all
Yeah,
gotta
man.
get my likes up. So we go get us just take a quick, just like break. So listen, y'all get them likes up, man. Just stop for a second. Appreciate that like crazy. I know.
What is
I
your
really do
profession?
understand. West Coast. This is a fly show. These boys are coming in here. They act like they've been in this house all day. And so you forget to do the little things.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
Hit them likes.
Look at this.
And also
Somebody
hit
come
them
and look at
shares.
this.
I'm serious.
Look at this.
Share this fire show to about 3 groups and 3 of your closest homies. Just do that real quick. That's how you grow the nation. That's how you get the
What is
word
your
out.
profession?
So, and don't do that bull crap again. No, I'm messing with y'all.
Smash
Hey, man.
that like button, man.
Get back smash that like button. And this good. Hey, this is the real talk, Cowboy fans. That's why you gotta like this, because we're not giving you no sugarcoat. We telling you the straight up, honest, straightforward truth. We ain't being no homers. We tell you the truth. And get back to what the first question asked about what we feel about Kellen Moore. I see a team that's not but an offensive team.
There you go.
That's one, not really believing in the philosophy of their offensive coordinator. And that, now let me tell you something. Let's forget about play calling and all that, tricks and all that. There's a when they talk about, we always hear the term phrase of buying in. Buying in means you believe in the purpose and the direction of that person leading you.
Right.
And if you don't believe in the purpose or the direction that person leading you, it makes no difference what he called, is not gonna have full effort.
Hold on, man. Coach, stop for a second, man. Somebody said over here, Coach,
I'm just telling you now.
Coach Moore pitcher got me ready to run drills. You look like one of them coaches. They're gonna give him the suicide, you're late. Finish him. You're on time, you're late. You know, coach got that coach look, man. I'm telling you guys. And there's
I'm really gonna get real messy, right? Get messy.
Get it.
This is why Mark Cooper's not here. Because he was the person to stand up in the locker room and said, I don't believe in the philosophy of that guy running us. And know how I know that's happened? Because where's the receiver coach at?
Gone.
Because that's who he talked to first. And where he gone? He's gone. He left.
Yeah.
So my boss started.
Cedric Wilson was in that locker room, right?
Right.
Start breathing.
Was Cedric Wilson in that locker room?
No, I'm with you, Coach, on the conspiracy theory. Check this. I got a super chat. He said, let's be honest. Teams are going to be focused on what Parsons did last year. That he would be more impactful to Barr's game than vice versa. Man, that's absolutely true, dog. Man, fantastic super chat. Man, that's real. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Say, check this out, y'all. I did want to segue into training camp because we got 2 people that's in training camp.
Hold on one second, Ball. Let me finish my little point.
Yeah, let you finish what you're saying, but we go on to training camp after that, Coach. Go ahead.
Okay. Cedric Wilson ain't here, right?
Right.
They said well into free agency that we weren't gonna sign for Cedric Wilson. You didn't even know the money situation. You already knew you were getting rid of Amari Cooper. You knew you were gonna have money. He didn't sign for no $15 million, but he was in that room, wasn't he? Yeah. Wasn't he in that room with Amari Cooper?
No, he was.
Amari Cooper friends with him?
And I feel your conspiracy theory, Coach. I do. I feel it, and I know it's a major possibility that that's true. I definitely get it.
And CeeDee Lamb was in that room. And what the first reports come out by one of the cool people talking about, we wonder if he's that dog. Let me tell you, man, if they don't believe, I said this earlier, boss, you know, I said this during the season. When I saw the the body language and the ineptness of the offense of coming off the field. Just like West Coast and Law said that happened yesterday.
Right.
That comes a belief in the guys that's running you. And if players don't feel that you're utilizing them to their best ability, to their best interest, they will tone you out.
There you go.
And nothing you call would be correct.
Man, I appreciate that, coach, and I feel that like that's a major concern because now we go pivot at the training camp because West Coast and Law they was together and listen, my boy bipartisan Law. Listen, I was trying to get him to say positive things and he kept going back to what's wrong with this offense. And West Coast and Law spent a whole lot of time talking about the energy of the coaches. And so I want to kind of talk about training camp, and then I want to talk about how do we fix it. I don't want to just bitch and cry and moan. I want to talk about how do we fix it. So Wes and Law, we want to get y'all perspective of what's going on in that training camp, and let's get it. With you, Law.
Okay, you want me to go first, Coach?
Not Law. I'm sorry, Wes.
Okay, go ahead, Wes.
Because I had the pitch on him.
Shoot, run the damn ball, man. First off and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the year you want to see Dak Prescott. Listen to me, man. Listen, a lot of y'all are going through Christmas syndrome, and that is on the 24th and the 23rd and the 22nd. You start looking at them gifts and you start getting anticipated, and you start, oh my God, you start getting all good about yourself. But guess what? On the 25th, when you actually open them gifts and you realize some of this stuff ain't what it really looked like, it just kind of gave you that shape. Then that letdown comes. You know what I'm saying? I think you need to just, like, the Cowboys need to, like, come and to be honest with you, I think they've actually done it already. The Cowboys as an organization, they understand that they need more help in the wide receiver room. Your owner said it. CeeDee Lamb said he's always open for it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're open for it, what I don't agree with is this wait and see mentality. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, it wasn't even with the wide receiver position. It was also with Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott had 4 years of proven talent, man. He had proven that Dak Prescott may not have proven in his 4th year that he was a great quarterback, but he did prove that he gets better each year. And that's what you're signing a contract for. Because you're not signing him on a 1 year, you're signing him on a 6 year. But it's like, I digress. You know what I'm saying? When I look at this as a whole, when I look at this as the whole, the number one thing that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to do right now until they understand what they're going to have, what they can do, is just do what you can do. And that is run the damn ball. And I know people like to say, oh, you know, you can't run the ball if you don't have a good offensive line. That is not true, man. That is not true. If you go look at some of the worst teams in football, in high school, college, whatever they do, I'm going to tell you what they do the most. They run the football. You want to know why? Because it's easier. So it's like right now, Cowboys, do what's easier for you, simplify what's easiest, then turn that in what you do best. Then you can peel off into this other stuff. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, in 2016, when we looked our best with Dak Prescott as your quarterback, your leading receiver was Dez Bryant. He had 794 yards and he had less than 7 touchdowns. Your second receiver had less than 500 yards and he had less than 5 touchdowns. We did not have a wide receiver that was 1,000 yards. We did not have any wide receiver that was viewed in the league as a top 10 or top 15 or anything like that. But guess what? We still went on money. Yes, we still went on an 11-game.
I was winning bets everywhere.
Yes. So it's that's what it really gonna come down to is knowing your personnel, man. If you can evaluate this defense and be like, yo, you know, we need a linebacker. Why can't you evaluate the same offensive line? It's the same eyes that you're looking at the linebacking room and saying that you need a linebacker. So why aren't those same eyes looking at someone at the wide receiver room and saying, hey, we need this? I feel like the Cowboys are like allergic to signing multiple players at the same time. Like Anthony Barr, like I almost feel like since we signed Anthony Barr, a wide receiver, we're definitely going to wait till we get in the season for that. Because I just feel like that. I feel like they put too much energy in this sign. Like, let's just be real. They really didn't want to sign Anthony Barr. You want to know why? Because if you really wanted to sign him, you would have signed him a long time ago. They literally went into training camp with the wait and see mentality. They waited until 3 days of practice. 3 days of pads. Let's see what we got. They took the opportunity, a chance of Anthony Barr signing with someone else. That doesn't sound like a team that really, really wants someone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for me,
because of Ball show.
Yeah,
they signed him because of Ball show. They signed. Hold up, one quick before you load yourself. They signed him for Ball show because when Boss put out that show earlier this morning, said y'all gonna lose dead quick and y'all get what he want. All of a sudden, Anthony Barr signed.
Man, I swear to God. Hey, that's real talk too, Coach. I put out that this morning. Y'all gonna lose him.
When's your next?
Man, I was listening. Oh, but man, we missed a couple of super chats. I want to put them together. Kellen Moore said that Kellen Moore offense reflects his personality. Real quick, hold on, real quick. He said meaning he gave 2 super chats on that. Hold on, let me find it. He said, damn, I can't find it. Yeah, dog. He said meaning it looked young. Back. Can I go next? Long when we come back.
Oh, most certainly.
He said what now? He said,
hey, boss, can I say something real quick? I just want to say something, Nick.
Yeah, no, hold on.
I don't say something.
I'm trying to read this real quick. Y'all threw me off. He said,
hey, boss, can I ask you a question?
No. Let me finish these super chats, big dog. I'm trying to get to it.
Oh, you're doing your super chat.
Yeah. So that I gotta shut down everything when these boys donate. He said, Kellen Moore offense reflects his personality. God, dog. Meaning it looked young and refreshing, but old and basic. I want to talk about that with you, Coach Marv. We gonna talk about that one. But then Lamar said, we draft or get players to fit scheme, right? So why do players to fit scheme, right? So why do players to fit? So do we have players to fit Kellen Moore's scheme?
What is this? I mean,
scheme.
You weren't. I don't think you was asking me. Who was asking that question to?
No, to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But the main main one that definitely caught my and appreciate the super chat, Lamar. The main one that caught my attention was the one he was talking about. Kellen Moore play calling reflects him, and y'all was doing a real good job of talking about the energy that was out there or the lack thereof. Like you and Law was going in on that West Coast. Very big on a lack of emotion on the offensive side. And he basically saying that that's the same thing with the play calling. This also goes to what Coach Marv and I talked about privately on the phone. And I'm really trying to get to y'all super chats, y'all. I'm doing my best. I'm going to get to them because I see y'all coming in. But Coach Marv was talking about, we was talking about on the phone, remember this, Coach, when they was talking about with the Giants, how they got away from the system that was with Coach Garrett. And now the receivers feel more free. I think that's what that super chat was talking about. And then Keystone, he gave a super chat. He said 2016 was destiny, and they never had a left guard after that year. Facts. And then we got one more super chat. We say
who was the left guard that year?
That was
both
Leary.
Yeah.
And then he said penalties to. It's hard to run the ball on 2nd and 20. A super chat by
Anthony. When was we in 2nd 20?
No, he was just saying with the penalties that we was having. We caught back up. It's on you, Coach Marv.
I like that when he's talking about the play calling is old. Y'all brought out something. I think West Coast brought out something earlier when we were talking about the defense. We were talking about misdirection. You know the best running plays you could do with a young offensive line? And you maybe having a problem with power, misdirection. You get. Do we run into misdirection?
No misdirection, no tosses. Well, very few tosses.
No tosses, no. You got 2 great running backs.
Yeah,
we did. And you run no misdirection. That's coaching malpractice.
Yeah.
Hey, Lord, we did run. Go ahead.
This is what I'm saying about. First of all, who is the run coordinator? Most teams, the run coordinator is either the offensive line coach or you have somebody who's a run coordinator. I don't think we got a run coordinator. So we don't have a run coordinator. We got 2 coaches that's at the head of the offense that never been known to run the football, which is Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy.
Facts.
So they're just running plays just to say we ran a play. We run the ball, we just run the play. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. There's the belief, right? You have to have your players believe that the running game is important to your success. The greatest thing what a coach can feel when his players come off and they're talking to their teammates and they're preaching about what we need to do because they believe in what the coach done put in their mind. Man, we got to run the ball, man. We need to run the ball. So you already know that they got belief in what you want to do.
Coach, let me ask you this.
We want to run the ball,
let me ask you this. And
right?
You keep using the word belief. What is the definition of believing? It's a strong acceptance.
Believing
it's faith, right? It's something that you believe in.
That's right.
It's something that you think that will happen. It's faith. It's an intangible. It's not something that's tangible. So I'm gonna go deep with you.
That's right.
There's a difference between knowing something and believing something. When you play against the 49ers, you know that they're going to run. You don't have to say, I believe that they're going to run. You know that they're going to run. Now, when you know something, you're going to do said things that you know. I got a point to you right here, both of y'all, all of y'all that's on this beautiful panel. Do you believe that you know who your parents are, or do you know who your parents are? You don't have to believe that your mom is your mom. You don't have to believe that your dad is your dad. You know that's your dad. You know that's your mom. So you know what they stand on, right? So you understand the principles that they're giving. So with the Kellen Moore, we don't know. And what we want with the Cowboys is knowing, even with this defense. You couldn't say, I believe that the 2001 Ravens are the ish, you know, or was it 2000 Ravens? Which one of those teams? You said you know that you're going to have to come and fight them and beat that defense in order to win the game. Even the LOB, you know that defense is going to bring it. You didn't believe that defense. I believe today that this defense will bring it. No, I know that this defense is going to bring it. So what I'm trying to say is that we hope and we only believe that Kellen Moore can get back to the run. We don't know if he's going to do it.
What?
Go ahead.
But no, let me answer.
And remember,
Let me answer this question.
nothing but the best. Let's go.
I gotta get my man Sodom. I had to get his effect in there. Go ahead, Coach.
Listen here.
That boy killed it.
Kellen Moore should know that running the ball is successful based off the record we had when we did it.
Oh man, I'm gonna say, hey, listen, y'all. I'll see y'all later.
But
y'all
he don't believe.
Whoa!
He don't believe what he already know.
Coach, give me 1 second. I gotta put some effect on that real quick. I gotta put some drum on that. Hey, y'all, I'm out. This is now Coach Marv, Law Nation, and West Coast Show. Y'all ain't gonna see me no more. I've heard enough. I'll see y'all later. I'm out. See y'all later. Bye. All right, go ahead, Coach.
Listen, West Coast did a show talk about the record of the NFL as well as the Cowboys when they run the ball. So it's a known factor in every type of measurable that this what makes the Cowboy tick. And it's not only this team, this is the history of the Cowboys. The same formula. And you could give them all that, but they don't believe that's true.
Yeah.
And if they don't believe that's true, it's going to translate into how the players play. Because they're going, when you call a run play, they're going to say, oh man, we don't get no yards on this. Don't worry about it. They ain't with it.
Coach got that OC Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi monster guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead, Wes.
I mean, yeah.
You
Go ahead.
going in now, Coach.
Back.
Come out and come back in. Go ahead, Wes. Come out and come in. You starting to have that Wi-Fi issues. Go ahead, Wes.
You know, I think a lot of people have been asking the question as far as like, what is Kellen Moore's system? I don't think we really I don't think he's been in the NFL or has been doing his job long enough to say he has a system. I think he's still in the figuring out what I'm good in phase. Because you guys got to remember, you know, Kellen Moore kind of never had Scott Linehan was an offensive coordinator. And it kind of irritates me when people say that Kellen Moore came from Jason Garrett's tree, because to be honest with you, I know for a fact Jason Garrett and Kellen Moore didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. That's part of the reason why Jason Garrett in his final year with the Dallas Cowboys went to Jerry and asked Jerry Jones, could he call plays?
Yep.
Now, that doesn't sound like someone who has trust in someone. You know what I'm saying? That's what Jerry Jones, and that's something that was documented. Kellen Moore is from Scott Linehan's tree. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. In my house, as long as that
boy good.
That boy good.
In my house, as long as Daddy's around, Daddy's always in charge. So you can't tell me that Scott Linehan was letting Kellen Moore, have experiments and stuff during the season. I don't believe that. I believe he was an assistant, minding his own business, doing what assistant doing. So they literally took him and threw him in this position under the thought that he was going to be able to figure it out. It's like Law Nation said this before we got on the show. It's like, he's literally trying to build an airplane while he's trying to fly the airplane. And last time I checked, that is impossible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I still feel like, to Kellen Moore's detriment, I still feel like he still needs, I low-key feel like the next team he goes to, he'll probably be good. Yeah. But it's like, we're just that first team you get what I mean? Go look at Bill Belichick. Who was the team that Bill Belichick coached before he became to the New England Patriots?
Giants.
Well, guess what? I feel like the Giants. Well, guess what? The Giants never got to experience the Bill Belichick that the New England Patriots did. Why? Because he used the Giants and all these other teams to make mistakes.
That's what
I mean.
Can I say something right quick? West Coast.
Go ahead.
West Coast, can I say something right quick? You know the Cowboys gonna find out? Know what they're gonna find out?
What?
They gave Dan Quinn a defense last year that was had to put it together. And some places he might not had what he needed, but he put it together. They trying to get Kellen Moore that. And they gonna crash and burn if they don't give him a whole host of stuff, because he don't know.
Finish him.
Just to complete my point as far as the tree, right? If you go look at Scott Linehan's tree, because it's very, very important. Scott Linehan, because if you think about Jason, if he came from Jason Garrett's tree, he knows how to run the ball, because Jason Garrett had DeMarco Murray, who had an 1,100-yard season, an 1,800-yard season. He also had Darren McFadden, who had a 1,000-yard season. He had Ezekiel Elliott, who had 1,600. Jason Garrett knew how to run the football. Now, Scott Linehan, you tell me in Detroit, what did they do? Only set the passing, you know what I'm saying? They threw for 2,000 yards with one receiver and only won 4 games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the real tree that he comes from. So to be honest with you, do I think that he can develop a run game? No, because I do not believe it's been taught to him. Now, I believe I believe, and this is what I believe. I do not hold my children responsible for anything that I have not taught them. So I can't that's why when Stacey Elliott, I'm really, really good friends with Zeke's dad. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that Zeke's dad preaches that Zeke needs. He needs a run game coordinator and not a position coach. Because I'm going to tell you guys, if you play big level football, when the game starts, your position coach shuts his mouth and goes sits on the bench like everybody else. But a coordinator actually has a say in what's going on. Zeke has nobody. Let's think about this. When Zeke wants the ball, guess who he got to go talk to? Kellen Moore. And what does Kellen Moore want to do? Throw the ball. So you know what I feel like Zeke does a lot? Shut his mouth up and go do what he's told to do.
Let's let Law up in here, big dog.
Yeah, one of the things that you can explain too is that you need an advocate that's in the building that can express your sentiments. And if Skip Peek can open his mouth and say, because remember, Skip Peek was on his team when we had the 3 running backs, I believe, with Barber and as well as Felix and of course the Jashard Choice and all of those.
Skip Peek is just like.
Yeah, Skip Peek.
He be going like the last receiver coach.
He need to get in there and say, hey, I need for both of my guys to run the ball. I need to set the tone because the running attack will always set the tone. If you think I'm lying, go back and watch the playoff game against the 49ers, the opening. They had the running attack. The 49ers punched us right in the mouth with running the ball and then mixing in the play action. They ran it down our throats. We can do the same if you have that mindset, if you know what you can do, but versus believing. So my thing is with this, Kellen Moore he's still learning. Last year was his 3rd year ever calling plays. Now he's going into his 4th.
Ever.
I asked Washington Commander guy, my guy over there, and I said, hey, what would you give up to have Sean McVay back as your coach over here, or Scott, or Kyle Shanahan, or he also had the coach over there at Green Bay in the locker room at Washington. He said he would get rid of all of his coaches to have them, but there's no shortcut to the success. Those coaches had to cut their teeth elsewhere. They had to go through growing pains, and what the Jones family want to do, they want to bypass and skip all of that and say, Kellen Moore is where Sean McVay is at now. Kellen Moore is where Kyle Shanahan is at now. I get it. Kellen Moore, he may be one of the better coaches in the future, but not right now.
Not right now.
Yeah, man. So hey, check this out, man. We've been on this for a minute, so let's do this, man. Final words. And I'm going to kick it off. Obviously, this is a fantastic day for a lot of reasons. First, I would say that we seeing as a unit that our voice matter. You know what I mean? That we seeing that when everybody come together and we speaking the same and we saying the same things, that stuff do happen. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that we've been hammering on this channel and everybody else been hammering the importance of linebacker. You know what I mean? And then we see it happen. Another thing, obviously, as a final word, is I appreciate everybody and having relationships with these people. Obviously, my boy West Coast. Then we got my homie Law. Then we got Coach Marv, bringing y'all a whole bunch of content. I'm very thankful to have relationships with people that's able to bring all of our channels just good football discussion, especially as heavy as everybody went in on Anthony Barr. And then lastly, man, I want to say thanks to everybody for helping us get to 4,000 today. We did hit it today. So this feel like a birthday to me, man. It's kind of like a birthday. I got my birthday wish. Everybody know my birthday wish was middle linebacker and specifically Barr. And then I got some good friends that I talk football with, not just live and on a stream, but also behind the scenes, and I glean a lot from. So I want to say, you know, this is a good day for the final word, good day for the Dallas Cowboys, and good day for Boss Cowboy Sports, good day for West Coast, Boss Cowboy, Law Nation, and then whenever Coach Marv start a channel, we'll figure out what that is. But, man, that's my final word. Y'all stay up, man. Y'all, and then we're going to let Law finish it off. So I'm going to go with you, Coach, on your final words.
Yeah, man. I love talking, man, football, man. I think West Coast, Law on his channel, you, Boss, we have all pointed out the things that make the Cowboys successful. And I think us as fans, we doing a disservice when we look at it staring in our face and don't push it. So I'm a firm believer that history repeats itself. And if you repeat good history, you get good results. So let's look at this team and understand that, yes, it's going to take, we got all the world against us because everybody wants to be against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But we ain't going to be able to finesse it. And we hope this defense be dominant and over the top. I will say this last thing. Hey, we had to do it like the Seattle Seahawks did it for a 4-year stretch. They was dominant.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't had a wide receiver. I don't even know none of they wide receivers. But they have one piece in the backfield and a dominating defense, and nobody wanted to play them.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be taking no long pauses like that, Coach. Coach, you take the longest pauses.
Yeah, I didn't know if I'm cutting you off.
God, dog, I didn't know if you was finished or nothing.
Me neither.
Are you finished, Coach? Are you finished?
I'm finished, man. I want that to soak in with people, man.
I like that, Coach. I'm going to learn your style. I'm going to learn it. Give me a second. I'm going to learn your style. All right, go ahead, Wes.
Hey, man, I just want to tell y'all right now, man, the last 3 teams to win Super Bowls, man, did not go into the season thinking that they were going to be Super Bowl champs. You know what I'm saying? And, the last time the Eagles won a Super Bowl, the only time they won a Super Bowl, they did not go into that Super Bowl, into that season thinking that they were going to win a Super Bowl. They went into that Super Bowl, and the first thing they did is they signed Nick Foles. Why? Because they had major flux at the quarterback position, but they still pulled it out at the end. So I say this to say this, man, no matter how ugly it is at the beginning, man, like a tattoo, it could always turn out well. So, I mean, that's a part of your fandom. No matter how much real truth we give you, even if we are videotaping the practice and showing you how sorry these Cowboys is playing, it is still your responsibility to ride this train to the mother effing wheels fall off. So you make sure you stay on this train no matter what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you, we only get 8 months of football anyway. You know what I'm saying? Now, the last two things I'm gonna say is this. Last thing I'm gonna say is, man, Dallas Cowboys run the ball. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. We're going to definitely be all right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is, Boss, if you can zoom in on this real quick.
It's already zoomed in, dog.
Okay, you see me real quick? You know what this is? This is a picture. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a picture of me and Zeke. I mean, me and Zeke dad and Micah Parsons' dad.
Move it to the left. It's a light
at a private event.
That light hate.
Move it to your left. Move it to your left. To your left. To your left. No, it's better to your right. To your right.
Either way, you get the point. Either way, you get the point. You feel me? Michael Parsons' daddy right there on the right. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you get the point. The point making is this. That was at a private event that we did at the draft, this prior draft. I want you guys to do something, man, because listen to me. You have guys like Boss Cowboys. You have guys like Law Nation. You have guys like Coach Marv who are going out here, and we are literally cultivating relationships with people's parents, their daughters, their barbers, their cooks. We're cultivating relationships with anybody we possibly can.
Yep.
You want to know why? Because we want the truth. So all I'm asking you guys to do is this. Don't diminish me for something I tell you because I used a relationship and a friendship to get that information to give to you. That's all I'm asking, baby.
That's real talk right there, man. Real talk. Hey, man, can I give my man some kind of button? Let me see what kind of button I got in here. Let me see. Hope this button worked. It didn't work. It didn't work. I got another button for him. Let me see if I got this one. This is a weak button, but I give him this one. That's weak. I'm gonna get another one for you next time, man. I'm gonna have a way better button for you, personalized West Coast. Let's go, Lock.
Let's go. What are the famous words of West Coast? Never look down because the star is up. And that's a sentiment that we all can share. When we look out, we see the star everywhere we go. And the Cowboys been on this journey, regardless of whether or not we win it or lose or what have you, we still here. And I truly believe that this team can get some things together and we can go on this journey and we can be looking up at the stars. And on top of that, Cowboy Nation, I just wanted to tell everybody, can y'all do me a huge favor? Type 4K and then put Boss in there, because that's a very major accomplishment of getting 4,000 subscribers. I recall back in the days when I had 4,000, I was willing to quit. I was willing to give up. My mom called me and said, hey, if you love what you're doing, do it out of the love for it. And she told me one way or another, and look at it, I've been using that saying ever since then. So keep grinding. Keep doing your passion, Boss, and then you'll look back at this and you'll say, man, I remember back when I had 4K, and this is just the start. Bro. And I can't wait, because when we do this show again, you're going to have 10K, you're going to have 20K, you're going to have 50K. Right. It's going to happen. It's right there. So let's put 4K, Boss. I want to see that all around. I might even look.
I see it.
Look, that's what I'm talking about, Cowboy Nation. So, hey, regardless of how we look at this, hey, we don't like this team at all. We love this team, Cowboy Nation. So let's go. Shout out to Anthony Barr. We got another AB on this team that's going to be making some plays, and I can't wait to see somebody down the line. We're going to pick up an offensive guy, and I can't wait to see that too, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Hey, this was a beautiful day, man, and I appreciate Coach Moore for doing his first episode on the 3rd of this month, man. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. Coach Moore, man, dropping
Coach
that bass over here.
I appreciate you, fellas.
Look at him,
we
man.
all appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. We really
do, man. We do, man. We do.
Word.
I love it.
So, man, once again, man, let everybody know.
What is your profession?
All Nation Sports, baby. Run it up, baby.
And West Coast, where can they find you, big dog?
Hey, man, anywhere on the internet. Anywhere on the internet or anywhere with Dallas Cowboys, just scream West Coast Cowboy, run the damn ball, and I'll pop up out of nowhere.
All right, man. And you can find me at Boss Cowboy Sports, and you can find Coach Marv. He's going to be stalking everybody that talk about the Cowboys. He gonna be on their channel, and he gonna be the first one to call.
That's Coach Marv.
That's right. Supporting and getting it the real, brother. Getting it the real.
Getting out of the mud. Yeah.
Getting it all the way out the mud, man. Yeah, man. So obviously, training camp they putting on the
for rain, you gotta deal with the mud.
Hey, you can see we all working at overtime, bro.
OT time.
Ain't nobody tripping. This is overtime. We gonna be talking about more, obviously, Dallas Cowboy content. Everybody that's streaming, man, we appreciate it. Obviously, we gonna be having more collabs like this. This is the first time we had the West Coast on the final word. Oh no, it's the second time, but it's gonna be the third and the fourth and the fifth, because you know we doing this and we committed to doing this for the year. You know what I'm saying? We gonna all continue to collab occasionally, just to bring y'all what y'all want, and we know y'all want to see this, man. Y'all definitely stay up.
Let's go. 4K boss.